And there's a reason why we'll be trending into that colder weather. And to help us understand that, Audrey Puente joins me to talk a little bit about what we always talk about this time of the year, the polar vortex.
Yes, the polar vortex. As you mentioned, Nick, temperatures are going to be below normal. Or normally we should be about 40 degrees. We're going to be below that for the next several days. And yes, it's due to what's called the polar vortex. It's been some time since we've been using that term.
That's right.
So we thought we'd give you a little refresher. Take a look. The polar vortex is a strong area of low pressure at the North Pole. But did you know that it is always there? Yes, it is weaker in the summer and stronger in the winter. But when it is disrupted, it sends cold air south right into the United States. Such plunges occur when the air currents that keep frigid air over the North Pole weaken. The freezing Arctic air then slips south and pushes the vortex down with it. As a result, Arctic air encases the U.S., while pressure changes and the motion of the polar vortex whip up high winds and create a perfect recipe for wintry weather. These vortex outbreaks can last anywhere between a few days and a few weeks. The cold subsides when the vortex restabilizes and drives the Arctic air back north. These blasts of extreme cold produce dangerous wind chills, hard freezes, and damage sensitive crops. The last polar vortex to affect the tri-state area was in January of 2019, when single-digit temperatures were recorded in Central Park and wind chills across the area were below zero. The Arctic blast reached as far south as Texas and Florida, which rarely experienced serious cold. The same is expected this weekend as the polar vortex takes a cold grip over the country. Well, as you know, it's been some time. Even though we've had cold outbreaks, we haven't had a prolonged period of extreme cold for several years, Nick.
It's true, and it's fascinating to see what that polar vortex can actually do. And remember, it's there 365 days of the year, so it's not like we're talking about something new, but when it dips down southward, you know what can happen, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be knocking on our door this week.
And bundle up.
Yes.
Back to you guys.
Do we have to answer?
Yeah, I mean, I hope it finds another door to knock on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what we sign up for. January in New York, Nick. We know that.
That's it for sure.
All right, thanks, Audrey. Thanks, Nick.